Good morning. Good morning. My name is Nicole Osey. My pronouns are she and her. On behalf of the Fellowship Board of Directors, I want to welcome everyone gathered here in the building or connecting by Zoom to our Sunday service. Whether this is your first time here or you joined us years ago, we're glad you're here. If you would like more information about the fellowship, please visit the welcome table in the fireside room or sign our virtual guest book on the website. There are no special announcements to share today, but please be sure to check the weekly email for upcoming events and ways to make new connections with this community. I also want to invite everyone to either stay online or join us here for coffee hour after the service, so you can introduce yourself and enjoy conversation with kindred spirits. Thank you for joining us today.
Here are words of Mark Bellatini. I am part of you, O truth unfolding. I am part of you. I am part of a cosmos. I cannot see either its edge or its end. How amazing. I am part of a galaxy of 1,000,000 billion stars. They say it's a pinwheel. How wonderful. I am part of a system of planets that swing around a small parent star. How strong the hands of invisible gravity must be to hold it all together, just so. I am part of a planet, green and blue, along with mountains and seas, sponges and spores, lichen and lava, robins and rain, periwinkles and perch, centipedes and cities. How great the variety, how astonishing the mutual dependence of it all. I am part of a species that belongs to the grouping of animals called mammalia. And so is every other human being, equally so. I am part of a political unit called a nation. There are many nations, each of them dear in many ways to its local citizens. I am part of a family with ethnicity, practice, and love in the form of food, rooted in the mountains of Amelia. Others know other roots and other practices. I am part of a circle of friends rooted not in ethnicity or food, but in simple, redemptive love. I am part of a climate region, part of a state, part of a city, part of a neighborhood, part of a congregation, and part of a staff. And with you, I am part and parcel of this moment, this simple silence, which lasts but a few breaths, and then is gone forever. But like cosmos, galaxy, planet, species, nation, climate, city, neighborhood, family, and circles of friendship, it is precious, a present for which I give thanks. Now come, let us gather in fellowship. And light our chalice by sharing in these words together. Dr. King said, "Only when it is dark enough can you see the stars." We light this chalice as a symbol of our commitment to curiosity, courage, and compassion, to justice and to peace. Please rise in body or spirit and join in singing hymn number 361, Enter, Rejoice, and Come In.
Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your ears to the song. Open your ears to the song. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your hearts, everyone. Open your hearts, everyone. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Don't be afraid of some change. Don't be afraid of some change. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Please be seated. I will say to our young ones that instead of having a time for all ages in which you come up and sit up here, our time for all ages is our new member ceremony. And so we are going to celebrate all together. So you stay with your grown-ups wherever you are. And if our new members will stand and line up over here on the side and then begin to sign the book. They're going to sign our membership book and then come over to this across the front here. Someone says, among this group of new members, some 15 in all, we have some folks in their 20s and folks into their 80s, and that just goes to show you it's never too late to start something new. And we think we are an intentionally intergenerational congregation, that we hope we have something for everyone here, and certainly that we are attracting people of all ages. Among this group, we have gardeners, outdoor enthusiasts, foodies, activists, musicians, and dreamers, educators and scholars, current and retired professors, retired clergy, prolific authors. We have families with kids, we have families with grown kids, we have singles. We have those who are new to Unitarian Universalism and those who are longtime UUs, and we have some returning members here to the fellowship. Many of our new members express a desire for a caring and supportive community of open-minded folks and shared values. Isn't that why we all came? Other responses of what drew people here: that we're action-oriented, that we prioritize social justice, that we have progressive values, a desire to raise children in a multi-generational liberal faith community, and a community open to exploring life's big questions. Many of these folks come from Ames, and one from Boone, and some from Gilbert, and one from Ankeny. We come from all over, and we come here to create this community. Let's have a little traveling music while they continue signing the book. You'll see their names on your order of service. So we weren't having them line up in names specific. That was too complex for today. Please. How wonderful that it takes this long for them all to sign the book. As we welcome new members into our fellowship, let us begin with these words from the Reverend Dr. William Schultz, former president of the Unitarian Universalist Association.
This is the mission of our faith, to teach the fragile art of hospitality, to revere both the critical mind and the generous heart, to prove that diversity need not mean divisiveness, and to witness to all that we must hold the whole world in our hands.
We joyfully welcome you into our congregation and gratefully acknowledge your choice to become members. May you find among us fellowship and help in time of need. We pledge our support and encouragement as you join us in the search for truth and meaning.
Will the congregation please rise as you're willing and able, and say together, as we were once new here, and remember how people welcomed us into community, we offer you our hearty welcome. We are eager to learn with you and from you as we live into our shared values. And all together. Together, may we continue growing spiritually, creating community, striving for justice, and learning to love. Please join me in welcoming these new members. Make their way back to their seats, our young ones and their teachers are going to make their way out to their religious education classes. Thank you. Two tests of the religious life are our capacity to give and our capacity to receive. Each week, we share our offering with an organization either in our city or in our state or nationwide that aligns with our values so that what we do here matters beyond our walls. Half of our non-pledge offering goes outside to such an organization, and half of it stays here to help the work that we do, to be a place that's open and safe and welcoming. This morning, and all throughout the month of April, half of our non-pledge offering will be donated to Iowa Safe Schools, as selected by our high school youth. Iowa Safe Schools educates and advocates for LGBTQ protections, and they directly train educators on how to support and provide safe spaces for LGBTQ plus youth. Of course, the other half stays here. We're going to pass the baskets here in Fellowship Hall, but for those of you at home or for those of you with a cell phone, you can give via our QR code or no, I think it's not a QR code. It's via our website. You'll find the ways to do it. If you've got a smartphone, you're smart already. Please, let's give and receive our offering. And if you're visiting today, please know that your presence here is gift enough. And when we gather, we take a few moments to remember that our lives are connected one to another, that we share our joys and we share our sorrows in community so that they are expanded and lightened. We are lightened by our sharing together. In a congregation where there are many folks who are well-seasoned, we don't celebrate all the birthdays. But sometimes there's a birthday that you just want to celebrate. And tomorrow, Kay Berger will be 88 years old. I think we should sing. To you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, dear Kay, happy birthday to you. Now, don't come at me next week when it's 86 for you. You have to wait a while. 88. We want to share the news that Lynn Van Valen, Lynn, if you're with us online, we hope you can feel our love. Lynn was in the hospital with pneumonia this week, but I understand you're back home. So we hope that you continue to breathe easier and get a little better each day. And we send our love to you as you have sent so much love to us. Lynn is the one responsible often for sending out cards. So if you want to send Lynn a card, that would be good. We're thinking of you. And we just got a joy in our online. This is in real time. We just received this joy from our online portal. So grateful to be a visitor today, to bear witness to my grandmother Lois becoming a member of this beautiful congregation. She's no stranger to UUism, as I grew up in the UU Church in Studio City, California, and she attended often. Grateful for this practice and a way of life. Congrats to all new members. That's very sweet. Thank you, Lois. We remember the people of Ukraine. We remember the people who are frightened and afraid across this country, and perhaps those of you in this room. We remember people who are joyful for the moments, the tender moments in their lives, even as they are fearful and afraid. We remember people who are parenting young children. That itself is a spiritual practice. We think of people who go to work and are concerned about their jobs and their industries, the fragility of our very civic moment, who feel in jobs that don't quite fill them up, and in places where they don't have enough energy to do all that is being asked of them. So much tenderness in the world, tender joy, tender beauty, tender pain, tender loss. We practice opening our hearts so that we can feel this. Let's take a few moments of quiet together, and into this quiet, please lift up the names of individuals or groups that, that you are holding in your heart today. Sophia, Mike, Betty, and Wayne. For all these names spoken and unspoken, we allow ourselves to be tender and we allow ourselves to feel our strength. Let us sing together. Voice still and small, deep inside all, I hear you call, sing. In time and grave, sorrow and pain, still you remain, calming my fears, quenching my tears, through all the years, And now for something completely different.
Whenever life gets you down and things seem hard or tough and people are stupid, obnoxious, or daft, and you feel you've had quite enough, just remember that you're standing on a planet that's evolving and revolving at 900 miles an hour. It's orbiting at 90 miles a second, so it's reckoned which sun was the source of all our power. The sun and you and me and all the stars that we can see are moving at 1,000,000 miles a day of an outer spiral arm at 40,000 miles an hour of the galaxy we call the Milky Way. Our galaxy itself contains 100 billion stars. It's 100,000 light years side to side. It bulges in the middle, 16,000 light years thick, but out by us it's just 3,000 light years wide. We're 30,000 light years from galactic central point. We go round every 200 million years. And our galaxy is only one of millions of billions in this amazing and expanding universe. The universe itself keeps on expanding and expanding in all of the directions it can whiz. The fastest it can go, the speed of light, you know, 12 million miles a minute, that's the fastest speed there is. So remember when you're feeling very small and insecure, how amazingly unlikely is your birth. And pray that there's intelligent life somewhere out in space. 'Cause there's bugger all down here on Earth. Thank you.
I've always wanted to do that in a worship service. I want you to know that today I am quoting liberally from the Reverend Lori Stevens, who serves our congregation in Oak Ridge, Tennessee. The first time that I heard about Uri's Night was from Reverend Lori. And so when I said I wanted to do this today, I looked up one of her old sermons, and I thought I can't do a lot better than her, but I didn't want to just play it up here. That seemed not quite right, but I am quoting liberally from her. Last night, October 12th, was Uri's Night. Uri's Night was created by the United Nations back in 2011 to celebrate it's a celebration for all of humanity as the anniversary of the first human spaceflight. On April 12th of 1961, Yuri Gagarin was the first human in space. Now, there had been monkeys and dogs and fruit flies before, but not a human. We have this symbol of Yuri's night. This is the international symbol for the big space party. And then we have a picture of Comrade Gagarin. Do we have him up there? There he is, in all his medals. He was just an average guy. He was just a regular guy. Now, I grew up hearing stories of space travel, and some of you may remember that night in 1961. And when we were in the midst of the Cold War, it was a contest. They beat us. The Soviets beat us. They got there first. I remember when my mother and I had gone to the Smithsonian National Aerospace Museum. Oh, the beloved Smithsonian. Long may she wave. We went to the Air and Space Museum, and Sputnik was there. And you know, Sputnik's not very big. Sputnik itself is really just about this big around. It's just about 2 feet across. And my mom said, I thought that thing must have been huge for all the damage it was going to do to us and all the danger it presaged for Americans, right? It was this contest between the United States and the Soviets, this Cold War, and Mr. Gagarin, Comrade Gagarin, got there first. But in fact, he was just a guy. He was the son of Russian peasants. He trained as a cosmonaut, and his fellow cosmonauts elected him to be the first one to go into space. As Reverend Laurie said, they must have really liked him a lot, or not much at all. When he came down, he took off, he flew south. His Vostok 1, his spaceship, the Vostok 1, looked kind of like a water heater. You see him up there at the top, this beige kind of tube. He took off and he flew south down the Pacific between South America and Antarctica and up across Africa and back to Russia, to the Soviet Union. He was the first person to orbit the Earth. It took him 90 minutes. 90 minutes. He was flying at 17,000 miles an hour. Does this sound right? And when there was a little malfunction on the way down, and he was really, really rattled, but he kept his calm. He was trained for this, and he landed in a field. And the farmer and her daughter saw him come down, and they were terrified. They were terrified. He walked away from his craft, and here's this creature with a huge white head in an orange suit, I don't know if it's orange or red suit, walking across, and he said, don't be afraid. Listen, this is 1961, right? Think about the technology. These, at the most, they may have had a radio. They didn't know what was happening. They wouldn't have known the import of this moment. He said, don't worry, I'm just an average Russian citizen, just like you, and I need to call Moscow right now. And so, we celebrate this human achievement. We celebrate this human achievement. Some 20 years later, in 1981, the first space shuttle took off on April 12th. Now, that date was a little bit of a coincidence with an anniversary to Yuri's event. It was scrubbed 2 days before because of a technical issue. But now it happens that it's the same date. And so, April 12th becomes this time to celebrate international cooperation and spaceflight and what is possible and the inventions and achievements and international problem solving that happen as a result of good, critical science. Yes, amen. Amen to good critical science. I'm going to have us go to one more slide, and we'll just leave this one up here. This is the so-called Wreath Galaxy, and this image is from 2023 and the James Webb Telescope. We are still exploring space, some with manned spacecraft, with human supplied piloted spacecraft with this International Space Station. I believe those astronauts are back now. I'm not an astrophysicist, so here ends my part of the scientific lesson. But I am amazed by what is possible and how we seem to have left this part of human exploration to the oligarchs now, the least people who should be in charge of it, lest this become just, as Reverend Laurie says, the rich person's lifeboat off this Titanic. That's something, right? But what is there for us among the stars to learn and perhaps to go, to take root among the stars? As Earth creatures, every molecule in our bodies has been in existence since at least the moment of the Big Bang. And for most of existence, not on the planet Earth. Space is our hometown. We are part and parcel of not only this galaxy, but billions and billions of galaxies. The vastness is far too much to comprehend. And this is where, as a humanist and a religious naturalist, I find deep, deep spirituality in deep space. All of this is what we are. We are this. And it's all of the elements together. It's cold and it's fire. It's ice and fire. It's memory. It's all of time. I just finished watching the 2014 film Interstellar, the Chris Nolan film. Do you all know Interstellar? Matthew McConaughey and Anne Hathaway. Those folks are easy on the eyes. You know, Matthew McConaughey could have played Yuri Gagarin. He could have gotten that. All right, all right, all right. You know, if you laugh at me, it just encourages me. I will tell you this story. I just heard this story yesterday from a colleague, and we mentioned Ames, Iowa, and he said that he had a Russian, he was speaking to some Russians about an event, and he was speaking to a Russian agricultural scientist who had told him that he was coming to Amos, Iowa. Amos, Iowa. Where are you going? Amos, Iowa. Ames, Iowa. I love that. Amos, Iowa. Yes. In Interstellar, the astronauts are looking for a place for humanity to take root among the stars. The Earth is literally drying up. There is dust everywhere. They're suffocating. Earthlings are suffocating and they can't feed themselves. They're starving. And so a band of astronauts, including Matthew McConaughey and Anne Hathaway, go off to find help. And there's this beautiful monologue that Anne Hathaway has about love. And they can either go to this planet where a previous astronaut has gone and is sending back signals, or they can go to this planet and where one is sending back signals, Miller's planet or Edmund's planet, named for the astronauts who have gone there. And Hathaway wants to go to Edmund's planet, and we learn that she's in love with the astronaut who went there. And so they discuss what is the use of love. And they say, well, yes, evolutionarily, it has meaning, it has social import. We help raise our children, and we create community, and we take care of each other. And, you know, he was being a little clinical about it. And she says, yes, but love, we love people who have died. What is the social utility of that? Love is what we can perceive across time and space. It defies our sense of dimensions. And love was what was propelling her, and in fact, her choice happened to be, we think, the right one for where they should go. Not just the evidence-based one, but a different kind of perception. So when we say here that love is the center of all we do, love is at the center of all we do, it's not just a nice thing to say. It's not just a way that we organize our justice work or our caring network or our desire to join with a group of people or serving coffee. Sure, love is at the center of all we do, and I happen to like you folks. That's nice. You know, we happen to like each other as well as, well, most of us, you know, most of the time. But what if there is a dimensionality to love beyond our mere understanding of it? What if it is so vast that we can't quite get our heads around the way that it leads us? Like gravity. Like gravity. No, that was exactly it. What if love leads us magnetically, like gravity, to the next right thing, and the next right thing, and the next right decision, and the decision that seems scary, and so hard? And it is countercultural. I'll tell you, love is countercultural. I've been reading this piece this week in several different places. Lynn Unger is a Unitarian Universalist minister, and she writes poetry as a spiritual practice. She wrote this on April 5th this year, and she says, I don't know how this all turns out, and neither do you, but I have to confess it doesn't look good. I wish we were headed for a picnic or a waltz in the park. I wish we were not ruled by broken men who want to damage everything they cannot possess. I wish I could tell you what we do now. The street is littered with the petals of cherries that bloomed before the big wind came. Tonight there will be frost. I'm losing my piece here. Tonight there will be frost and buds will burn. There we go. But still, the woods are unfolding into green. And just outside my door, some frog is bellowing for all he's worth. Who knows what happens next? All I can tell you is that the fields are ablaze with dandelions who have never known the meaning of defeat. I remember Doug Gentile says that he is angry with Star Trek, that he learned some lessons as a child, that we would go onward and upward with human progress, with human cooperation, and by the end of each hour, it was all resolved. And that listening to history now reminds him that this base assumption he had from childhood was wrong, because the world is as it ever has been. Cycles of greed and glut, of love and loss and longing, of war and wonderfulness. Cycles, and we are in it. May our love be like this galaxy, expanding and expanding, and also like dandelions, ablaze, without knowing the meaning of defeat. May it be so, and amen. Let's sing Blue Boat Home. Please rise in body or spirit.
Please be seated. Let us extinguish this flame together with these words. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
So much gratitude. So good to have you back here. Sue Howe, thank you. Also gratitude for Madison Mayfield and Amber Anderson. team, Melissa Neeson and Mary Richards, special help from Titus Klinge, thank you. For our greeters and coffee servers and treat bringers and cleanup crew and RE teachers. And a special thank you to Amanda McIntosh, our membership coordinator. Online congregation, we see you. We are so glad that you are a part of us here. We are glad that everyone is here. It takes all of us to make Sunday morning. When Yuri Gagarin was in the top of his water heater in the Vostok 1 and he was getting ready to take off, he said the Russian version of "Away we go," which became something of a catchphrase for space geeks. You know who you are. With all love at the center of what we do, away we go.